So hello and welcome to another episode of Bloke Gaming. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review on what's been going on with my quest to find if we can break even here with the Sunjoqs. So I finally got to the 2000 threshold, and what I'm using the wrong gun. So I finally got to the 2000 threshold, and yeah, I'm going to run you through some of the results right now. I can't show you the results because unfortunately I'm still on my holiday, and so I don't have two screens, so I can't share a second screen. So it's going to make it a little bit more awkward to share the data. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk you through the data, and I will show you when I do the updated version with with the other parts later on. Because there's a part one, which is can you do it with can you do it with just basically the normal um, basic gear, and then I want to try and have a look and see how doable it is with a little bit of gear. And when I say a little bit of gear, I mean it's really not, I suppose. But I'll run you through what I'm using here. But I'm going to start with the results of last time. Okay. So whilst I do this, I'm just going to start. I'm working my way through the second block right now. So what happened last time? So at the end of everything, once you take all the, so we'll start with non-markup. Okay, so excluding the markup, basically came in at 88.87%. All right, so that's the first thing. Came in at 88.87%, and unfortunately, from these guys, I did not pull enough guns to actually sustain. So I would not have had enough guns, so I would have had to have bought another. Let me just whip these off here. Just using up the low end ones. A102, and we're off again. Alright, so yeah, I'll just drop that down here. So I did not loot enough guns. So basically I did 28,000 shots, and 28,000 shots at, was it 0.00 equals 0.000625. So it is plus divided by that. So times that. My maths. It's late, but I wanted to get this video out because it's been waiting. So I needed 17.6 ped to get to 2000. I needed 17.625 ped of gun to have dropped, and only 11 peds worth of gun dropped. So that's the first thing. Just from a pure gun perspective, not enough dropped. Now, we did have other items that dropped, so I'm guessing that the items are kind of randomized, what you get, whether you get armor, whether you get the knife, or whether you get the gun. So I'm hoping that over time the drop rate will even out and maybe it'll become sustainable, so we'll see. I'm going to continue analyzing that one. But for the first 2000, it didn't. So we got 88.87 and only 11 point something peds worth of gun. And so we would have needed to have gone and bought more guns. So the other thing to note is once you actually take the markup, of the items, so you're looking at nano cube price for quite a lot of it, including the armor that dropped, the blade that dropped. If you take 200% on the Malud Graduate, which obviously you wouldn't be because you'd be cycling them. So, but if you did, so if you took everything at current markup, I actually came in at 91.5%, which is a little bit closer. Still really not where you want to be though. Obviously you do want to be close to that 95, 96 mark. But we'll see. Again, 2000 really isn't a big enough sample, but I just couldn't bring myself to continue wasting shots. I'll go back to it. I just wanted to try a sample with using some of my better gear. So yeah, with the Malud Graduate, with the markup, you're looking at about 91.5%. So the first 2000, yeah, not sustainable. Definitely not getting the sustainability. So, experiment failed, I guess, off of the first 2000. But again, 2000 is probably not a big enough sample size in this game. So what am I doing now? What I've decided to do now is I have switched it up a little bit. I've put my Easter 2022 ring on, which it's a 2500 ped ring, which gives you 5%. Okay, and then I have amped my gun. You could use a 6B, but I happen to have a Omegatron 102A, so I have this thing. This thing is plus 171, so these are about, what, 200 ped. So again, it's a little bit expensive, I get it, but it's not end of the world expensive. And then I've got basically, I've got a long reach and 2 bullseye 8s. So they also cost a little bit, but you could use any. I'm not sure how much these really help at the end of the day, but I thought I'd throw them all on and just see where we land. So that's what I'm using. So the Graduate now has 80.7 efficiency. Skill attachment bonus, it has a slightly higher ammo burn, so I'm getting through my ammo quicker, but I'm also killing quicker. So that's the new setup. That's what we're going for, and currently we are nearly 300 kills in. I'm at 110% in straight markup, but I did have a nice global. But the downside is I had a nice global, but in my first 300 kills, not a single piece of equipment dropped. So one of the things that I did here and that I have noticed is, you'll go through periods where you'll get some decent drops, and you'll get equipment drop, or when I was on Next Island, you'll get things like Amazon leg drops, and you'll get Chimera heart drops. But once you've had a few, they will dry up, and you're basically at nothing else for quite a serious chunk of time. So I think there is, somebody was telling me there's some kind of control on how often items drop, and once the loot pool has used up its allocation, then you won't get any more. And I think there's some truth to that. From what I've seen, again, it's impossible to know for sure, but I think there's some truth to that. So I'm hoping. I've just started off now, about 30 kills into today. So I'll give you an example actually. So I've just done the Kuhof. No, I've just done Kuhof 3, and I had like four tinctures drop, Now it's the first time I've had tinctures drop in absolute ages, and they all came in the space of 2 coup halves. And so what I'm wondering is maybe I just came in at a good time when there was a refresh on, you know, what on the loot table. And so because I was in there and I was killing efficiently, maybe I got lucky and I got the tinctures. Now, what I'll do is I will let you know what I got in there. I'd have to go and look it up, but I do plan to give a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a feedback on what I'm finding in the Kuhovs and in the other mission area as well, because you know I want to know where the Zembaks and the Zohors drop, and I didn't get any of those today. So I'm wondering if I'm either in Noah 3, if I'm too high or I'm too low. So that's my next goal is to do maybe 4 or 5 2s, just to see if I can get some drops in there and see what they drop. So I'll let you know how that goes, but at the moment I'm doing those when I don't have my gaming PC, because when I have my gaming PC I'm trying to track with my loot tracker what's going on with these Sunjoqs. But yeah, when my boy's been using the gaming PC, we just got a new we got a new game downloaded, which actually is kind of fun. I'm going to do a video on that in a little while, and you know, probably post that shortly after you see this video. And then my little one did a whole video just on his own, so I'm going to post that as well because he wants that up for his mates. So anyway, we'll do that. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. So just to summarize again, you know, I ended up at raw 88.87 with markup 91.5, taking out the Malud markup because you're cycling them. That comes in at 90.2. So not a great start with the, you know, basically that was coming in with just straight, you know, straight stats. So his crit was like 1 point, what the average of that is about 1.8, I guess. Miss percentage just under 10, DPP around 3.145, and that's what you're going to get from a straight Malud graduate. So as I said, gone into second batch, and I will keep plugging on and try and see what the results tell me for keeping going with these Sunjoqs. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you found that useful. Sorry that I haven't found you a sustainable hunting area as a new player yet. I'm going to keep trying. I've heard that the tabs are not too bad as well, but I'm going to keep going with the Sunjoqs just to see what difference it makes to get up to 5% crit, and adding a bit more DPS, although the damage per peck is not going up, to be honest. But I'll give you the full rundown once we've got another 2,000 kills here. So that's where we are. Please leave a comment. Somebody commented that I was a little bit quiet, but I've just done a test, and actually I moved this, didn't I? That might actually be bad. But I did a test and it wasn't too bad. So I don't know. Maybe it's just everybody else records really loud, or maybe I'm not as boisterous, but you know, I will continue to try and keep improving the quality of my videos, and you know, over time hopefully I'll get a bit more of a studio. This is really early days for me. You know, this was a longer term plan, was my own channel. But yeah, I'm doing this more because the little one wanted to start doing videos, so it's like, yeah, sure, why not start now. Anyway, so you see there, the Shaeb S10 dropped. So I don't need that. That's this gun. So that gun's basically useless. Yeah, not good. I need the Malud to drop, and that's kind of randomized, so it's a little bit annoying because you just got to. But at least an item's dropping, so hopefully we'll hit one in a little while here. So we'll keep going. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I will see you in another video soon. Bye for now.